Hey everybody, amprepairguy.com, 203-892-4119. So we have another 922. We're just totally swamped here. Lots of stuff to do. So I'm going to go through it, get everything done. So someone tried to ground the grids. I just unsoldered this. But I had one wire here to here and another one here to here to the screw. So that's it. It still has all the other caps. Going to remove all that and ground them. The person tried to put a band switch in. See, they hit the coax with the soldering iron. Just went through the outer insulation. Hit the cap here with the soldering iron. One of the straps for the tap on the coil's disconnected. Some solder joints I need to touch up. I have to check the alignment. Do the bias modification. Someone changed the filter cap board. So I'll put the series glitch resistor in and do all the other stuff I do. Change the cap over there. Do a little inductance mod. Just all this stuff to increase the stability. Now I'll go over, I'll say this again. A lot of people go in and do one thing or another thing, and they'll ground the grids, go to the screws, and then the screws will loosen up, and they end up with all sorts of issues. So they go do one thing, but then they end up with a failure because they didn't do the other stuff. So I go through everything, so the owner of the amplifier will get years and years and years of service with no issues. Okay, so we also changed the fan. This is not the original fan, and you did not put the screws through here. They're missing, and these are obviously not the factory screws. So I will remove this and check the wiring to make sure that they're secured properly to the fan and put new screws in here. Okay, so I'll be back. See you soon. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm back here with the 922. So I went to test it. All the mods are done, but there's a problem with the TR relay. When I tap the front panel with the amp in standby with the radio keyed, with the radio just going through the amp, you'd see a highest BR jump up and down. And when I would key it, it would have an intermittent connection. So there's a problem with the contact that connects the transceiver to the input circuit, and that connects to the feed through jumper. So it's one half of the relay has an issue. So I'm going to pull it out. There are two screws on the other side, two Phillips screws. Pulled those out, and I'm going to carefully unsolder everything. I'll cut these zip ties so I can pull the coax back. Heat everything up real quick so I don't damage the insulation around the center conductor, and I'll be back. See you soon. Okay, so I pulled the relay out. The insulation around the center distorted a little bit on one, so I just put a zip tie around it. Keep it in place. Bend it back. Everything else looks good. This piece of solder I have to get out of there. But so there's the relay. See, these contacts get jumped. There's the safety choke, coil wires, diode across the coil. So I will swap it out. I'll be back. Okay, new relay is installed. See, it didn't burn any of the wires. Everything's nice. That one had a lot of solder on it, so couldn't help it, but the insulation pulled back a teeny bit, but it's still in great shape. So I just put a zip tie around it. That's a trick I learned years ago. Just zip tie and just hold it in place till it cools. So that is all good. Nice and clean. Okay, so I'm going to put the tubes back in and fire it up, and then I'll do a final video on everything I did. Here's the old one. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay, I'm back with the completed TL922. This one was a little bit of a headache. So, rewound the parasitic suppressors. Your variables were nice and clean. Did the mod here, put the series glitch resistor in, meter protection diode. Put the RF shield back in. This was removed by the customer. explain that this stops RF from escaping out the back of the amplifier. So I'm going to flip it over and I'll show you the bottom real quick. Be right back. Okay, so the grids are grounded properly. This cap had some damage here, so I replaced it. Did the self-bias modification, changed electrolytic cap. This band switch, the customer tried to replace. So I don't know what happened, but it had some pitting on the surface over here, so I cleaned it off. And I also had to bend these down just a little bit, these two contacts. They weren't making a really good connection, so I carefully bent them down. I cleaned everything really well with deoxit gold. Now it's working like it should. Ended up changing this choke. I had another one the gentleman sent me with the relay, so I ended up changing it because it had some damage to the wire I noticed after I'd installed it. So this thing is all set. So if you need an amplifier repaired, feel free to give me a call. These were marked. I didn't do that. They were already marked with the numbers. So also the strap I added over here. So like I said, if you need an amplifier repaired, one of the ones you see on my YouTube channel, feel free to give me a call. My phone number is 203-892-4119. That's 203-892-4119. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.